Hey guys, this is Dinosaur Drawer, and if you're watching this video, it probably means that I hit 1,000 subscribers. And so yeah, I really want to thank you guys for all the support and for actually subscribing and commenting below every single video of mine and saying such nice things. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it all. So yeah, let's get into it. This is the 1,000 subscriber special, and I'm gonna create a hybrid, a completely new hybrid. And I asked in a few videos of mine what kind of dinosaurs or animals you would like to see in the hybrid, you would like to see me making a hybrid of. And these are actually the dinosaurs that we came up with. So it's the Stegosaurus, Ankylosaurus, and the Carnotaurus, and the Allosaurus I added myself. So now we have the base of an not the base of an Allosaurus, but we're going to have the base of the Carnotaurus. So it's going to be very strong and very muscular. We're going to have the length of the Allosaurus, and then on his back we're going to kind of get a mixture between the Stegosaurus and Ankylosaurus. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so what you want to start with is the base of the Carnotaurus. So I did actually a tutorial on how to draw the Carnotaurus. And we're gonna start with kind of a shape like this. Don't make it too big immediately. So this is going to be his back. Also again something like an egg shape kind of shape. And then over here is going to be his hip. And then just create his tail. Go doing something like this, going up and down again. And you could create a very long tail if you want, because it also has a little bit of an Allosaurus in it. Alright, and over here going to be his hind leg. Let's make a very muscular hind leg. Very muscular, because it's the base of an Carnotaurus. And then his knee will kind of stop over here, and then it will go down and over here kind of goes like this. His ankle, and then over here is where his foot will be. And I want to make a little bit of a longer arm actually, because the Carnotaurus has a very small little arm and hand and stuff, but I want to make it a little bit longer. So I'm going to get his shoulder in over here. And attached to his shoulder is his arm. Go something like this. Normally the Carnotaurus would have an arm that's already this length, but we're going to double it a little. Something like that. This should be fine. Right, and we're going to get a little bit more shape into it. And now we wanna get his neck into the drawing. And I want it to have quite a long neck. But I don't want his neck to be too long. Alright, this should be the base for his neck. And I want it to have quite a long neck so I can get those little kind of plates, Stegosaurus kind of plates. And now we're gonna work on his head. And his head, this is the middle. So what I usually do is draw this first, then draw something like there's something like a bump over there, and there's his eyebrow, something like this, and then just draw a line going this way and also a line going this way. So this is going to be the length of this line, and I want this to be a little bit more looking like that, and then something like this, I guess. And this might be a little bit higher. And I want it to have kind of a mix between the Allosaurus and the Carnotaurus. I guess this is okay. Maybe this is a little bit too long. You know what? I'm going to redo his head because I want his head to be a little bit bigger. Alright. So again, his head goes like this. There's a very big eyebrow over there. Kind of an Allosaurus look to it. Then I want this line to go like this and this line to go like this. Then there's something else over here, another bump. And then create something like this. This is the first part of his head. And now I'm just refining as I go along. And maybe a bony ridge right here. Something like this. His nose over there. The fact is, I just want this to be just right. And I believe that this is supposed to be a little bit more like this. And it's not that I just want it to look good, you know. Something like that. And then over here we have place for his eye. And then we have something that goes like this for his ear. I want this to be a little bit more like that. And I'm just going to erase this again so I can refine it with some better lines. Okay, this looks about fine. Now let's refine this part as well. And put his nose up here. Alright, this looks about alright. And what we could do is make something like the Carnotaurus, but now let this horn go the other way. Okay. Now we want to create his bottom jaw as well. Goes like this, about this length. Then it goes something like this. And it stops about over there. Maybe it's supposed to be just a tiny bit longer. So something like this should be fine for now. So right here I shaped his head a little bit after the Carnotaurus head, and also a little bit after the sorry, my my dog just threw up. So yeah, I also made it look like I made it look like the head of the Carnotaurus and a little bit like the Allosaurus. So that's just fine for now. And right now I want to give it a hand like the Carnotaurus. So what I'm gonna do is just draw one finger like this, a very large one like this, one that's a little larger than the other one over here, and then a small one over here again, and then just create the hand. So that's kind of the hand of the Carnotaurus. The elbow over there. And right now I'm taking my drawing of the Stegosaurus, and I'm kind of creating the pattern of the Stegosaurus on his back. So it starts something like this, very small. But I don't want them to be too wide. I want them to be kind of a little bit roundish kind of plates. So they don't seem like plates, but they don't seem like spikes that much either. This one's supposed to be a little bit smaller, I believe, because he needs to be able to move his neck properly. So I want them to be a little bit smaller around this area. Over here as well. And then over here I'm gonna start making them really, really large. So again, I don't want them to be too wide. I just want them to kind of look a little bit roundish, but not too much either. I don't want them to look too much like normal spikes, and I also don't want them to look like huge plates. So right here we just get a little bit more distance between each of them, and they get smaller and smaller and smaller until it stops about here. But well, we could just go on for like his whole tail with very tiny little scales, spikes. And right here you want to create something like huge spikes on his tail, like that of a Stegosaurus. And create something similar on the other side, but a little bit smaller. So something that looks a little bit like this. And of course we want to get like the armor kind of plating that we get from the Ankylosaurus. I kind of lost it a little bit right there. Alright. I'm really sorry for the weird kind of noises that you're hearing at the background. That's my dog, and he's really I don't know what's wrong with him, but I guess he's getting a little bit sick. No, not sure why, but alright, over here the platings get really strange and really large, and then they become smaller again over here, and then they kind of almost completely stop over here on his hip, and then they kind of go on over here. They never actually completely stop, but you can just draw in very small ones over there. So something like this. Alright, and now we can create smaller ones over here as well. And of course you guys want to see me drawing the eye very soon, so that's what we're going to focus on in a little bit. And you could just kind of do something like this, and also create them over here, the small kind of spikes. This resembles the Ankylosaurus a little bit. Stops about there, and then one more row over here, small ones. And one row all the way down to still. And of course we want to have this kind of lines, this kind of line for so you can later on see his ribs, draw in his ribs and stuff. Okay, and yeah, let's make this a little darker as well. His knee over here. And let's create his foot. Something like this. Alright, and now what I want to do is draw in the eye. And his eye is about over here. Very close to the left side of his head, and I don't like this ridge because it's completely straight. So I'm going to erase it and adjust it a little because it's literally too straight. This looks a little bit better. And that way his eye will look a little better as well. And so now we have the basic sketch ready, and all we have to do now is go over it with a black pen, or again you could just erase everything and go over it with a darker pencil. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I went over everything with the pen, and I also went into the eye area and replaced the eye a little bit more down because it was a little bit too high, and it didn't really look as cool as what it looks right now. So I'll be doing a second part, and in the second part I'll be showing you guys how to add those details in. So I'll see you guys in the next video.